Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. So we're looking at David's Super Easy again. This one ran good on the bench. All the test runs were okay. But when he got it back, he didn't use it for long. Maybe not at all. It may have been out of the box that started pulling this. He sent me a video where it would idle forever. But the minute he tried to throttle it up, it was cutting in and out. I've got some fuel in it. We're going to try starting it. See, I'm hoping it'll do it. I want to document this because I've seen it before, and we're going to take the time to figure out exactly which ignition component is bad. I'm going to guess it's something to do with the points making intermittent contact, but we're going to find out. So, first things first, let's see if we can get it to run and mimic or do what it was doing. Almost feels like she's backfiring. That's not normal. Oh, that ignition's way off. She's kicking back on me. Alright, we're not even going to keep doing this because it's hard on the starter mechanism. Very hard. Now that's a hard one to chalk up to points. That almost is like the flywheel key has sheared. But I can't think of a good reason why it would have. But that's the case with so many problems on these old saws. You go, I can't think of a good reason for that to happen. And yet it does. I would have preferred that hadn't happened. Okay. So a lot of you guys will throw a comment or an email or something asking where the hell I got this. Well, it is an original Homelite tool, and I got it in a lot of parts that I got years ago. It's easy to recreate. In fact, one of these are aluminum. The piece I was just threading down over the pawl right there. One of them's already stripped out. That's why this fell off. I took what the hell was it? I think that must have been a 5/16 bolt. Drilled right through the center and tapped it to whatever those pawl nuts are. I can't remember if they're 1032. They might be 1032. Anyway, I tapped them to that, or tapped this to that. So you could make this tool. Just take a piece of flat stock, drill some holes, make your own bolts, and away you go. Because you're not going to find too many of these floating around out there. I see one or two sell on eBay a year. Just not a super common thing anymore. There we go. Okay, the flywheel key is fine. So, we're going to keep on investigating and figure out what's going on here. This is a Wico flywheel. How did that ever run? I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but that coil... Now, wait a minute, hold on. I might have to cut the video and take a peek at an IPL and just make sure all these components are matched. FWM. For some strange reason... no, I don't know. I was thinking maybe this was a Phelon coil. But I don't think I'm jumping to conclusions here. Stick with the basics. I'm going to take the points box cover off and see what we've got in there. I looked up the value of a Wico condenser, and it should read 0.2 microfarads. So we're going to test it. Now there's some disagreement out there about whether testing is the way to go or not, versus just plain replacing, but we'll see. I want to at least see what we come up with. After all, I paid a decent... Okay. I think I already see the problem. But I'll finish my thought. I paid a decent little sum for a nice fluke meter. We might as well use the damn thing. But I don't think it's going to matter. If we're going to be replacing the points on this. Alright, camera angles and such, this is going to be tricky. I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing on the camera. Oops. But I want you guys to see this. Find a tool that isn't dirty here. There is a mismatch in where the points are sitting, but more importantly, there's something in here. And I don't know what the hell it is. But there's debris of some type that has gotten into the points here. And I would have been through this previously. But right there, something managed to get in here. Huh. Well, right direction here. Get this camera back to something that's workable for me. We're going to take points box out, because that's the proper way to remove the points and condenser. And I want to get the condenser on the bench and at least demonstrate how to test it. Okay. So, 3 screws out of the way. And this will slip up. And then you can get to this. Some of these you can get away with leaving the... That looks like the nut's got to come all the way off for both the lead and the condenser. So, there we go. I'm going to put that back together so that I can't lose it as easily. Huh. Those have been filed previously, but they're burnt already significantly. I am not too impressed with that. Let's see. So you need a meter that has the symbol for reading microfarads. So I'm going to go over there and do the shift button, and that gets it into that range. Now this is reading 400, it's alternating back between 433 and 405, which is almost twice as many as what the book called for. So I'm going to turn off the camera, go make sure that I've got a set of points in the condenser in stock, and then we'll compare the condenser readings on a new one out of the box to what we have here, and we'll come back. Okay, well, Murphy's Law dictates that I don't have those points in stock, so I cleaned these up. I think they'll be adequate for a test run, but they're going to get replaced, and I'll show you why in just a second. First, I'm not convinced that we need to do anything with the condenser. A brand new one out of the package is reading 0.284 or 285 on a range of 1,000. That's pretty damn close. I don't know. I'm not going to throw that away just yet. I think the cleanup work I did on the points is going to make the difference. They're at least making contact now. But keep an eye on the points post and then the rubbing block. See all that movement? In the worst exaggerated point of movement, it creates a pretty good mismatch. So my guess is, honestly, that is the bigger problem. But we should be able to at least do a test run and confirm all that crap. That's what we're going to do. Anytime you replace this, you got to kind of reform everything, which is not the easiest thing to do. But snap your points into the spot where they should be. Yeah, I said easier. There it is. Easier to not lose, but still losable. So go through the lead to your coil first, then your condenser, so that maybe you can get this stuff angled right. And once you've got it, you got to get the strap on the points back to where you can actually get this through, but you don't want to shove that screw through so far that you can't get the nut started. If you're getting the idea that this is kind of a pain in the neck, well, you got the right idea. That's why it's almost silly that I'm putting this set of points back on when I know I'm going to replace it, but I want to know that the problem has been resolved. And even though I was able to file those points to where I was satisfied they were making decent contact, again, I don't expect the timing and the trigger to be consistent with how much rotation or movement there is in the points block there. Come on. This is trying to thread across. Come on. Fine. we'll try leaving the points out first, so we can get the screw to at least start and not cross thread. Okay. Now if there's any luck in the universe, we can slip that behind the nut. There we go. Each saw is unique. Will present you with its own little fun challenges. I want that to be facing down. With any luck, not touching the crankcase, because that would short it out and make it so it wouldn't run. Alright. All looks good. Okay. The longer of the 3 screws is the one that goes to the condenser. If I'm lined up, which I'm not. Close. Okay. Get these other points box screws started. Presents the same basic challenges. And if your screwdriver is magnetized, it'll either help or hurt you, depending on the day of the week, the direction the wind's blowing, and whatever else. Because it'll either pull it out of where you wanted it, or it'll slip it right in perfect. Just can't know until it happens. Alright. Point set to 0.015, that's pretty consistent. Most of the time I don't set these with a gauge, I just, honestly can eyeball it. But because this one has been an issue, we're going to do it textbook style. And you want to make sure that your engine is at the top of the points lobe. So maximum opening. And I know that that is because I'm fighting compression right there. And the base likes to move as you try to tighten it up, so you almost have to put a finger on it. Not too much. It's close, but still not quite where I want it. So I'm going to adjust it minorly by just loosening the screw and prying against the box to force the arm over. It's easy to get carried away and go too much. That's perfect. Now if I can get this to tighten without moving. Alright. Hopefully that'll be stable enough that we can get a good test run out of this. I wish that I'd been able to start it and show you what it was doing. It was a... If you've ever had an old small block Chevy or Ford or one of those V8s that has a distributor, and you've had it where you got a couple of burned plug wires or something and it's running on 5 or 6 cylinders. It just sounds ratty, it's almost backfiring, you hear cylinders cutting in and out. Well, that's what this thing was doing, but it's only 1 cylinder, so it's very unique. But it would idle. The minute David pulled the trigger, it was just pa-pa, 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 pa-pa. I think we've seen it on a 925 where one of those leads was shorting out. I think I got that documented somewhere, but this was just a little bit different. Okay. That slipped down over the key quite nicely. I have no concerns about that. Okay. This is the day for things to get dropped. Oh, come on. Trying to hold these starter pawls back while starting the flywheel nut can be interesting. I'm going to get at least a turn on it before you go at it with something like this. Okay. I'm not sure why that long screw was in the very back here. I think I'll leave it out for now and replace it with a proper one. Dig through the bolt spin. Okay. Let's see if we get a different result this time. I'd be all for that. That already sounds better. Okay, David, I'm confident it was those points, especially when whatever that sawdust was came out of there. So I'm going to order a new set of points rather than keeping those old filed ones on there. Since we got a new condenser, we'll match a new set of points to it. Should be the issue.